Evening guys, it's Thursday 8th. I wanted to share with you today the help equation, and it's actually a bit of a painful story, both for me and for the person that sort of helped me learn it, I suppose. This was a client of mine, I'm talking about 6 months ago now. A client of mine who had a real development area, if you will, stretching. Basically they were very inflexible and they needed to really work on their stretching. Now we did a lot of stretching together, taught them a few things they needed to get better at, and then I gave them a book of stretching that teaches it far better than I do, and kind of where I learned my stuff. And they started implementing it, made a few adaptations for their own personal stretches and what they wanted to get better at, and they did it on a daily basis, and their flexibility got a lot better. Wow, miraculous. But the help equation came when this person said to me on a later session, they said, you know, I was doing my stretching the other day, Pete, and I have a friend of mine who's also not very flexible, and they were there with me and they were seeing me do these stretches, and they asked me a few questions about it. So I told them why I was doing the stretching, how it was helping me. They tried a few and they were like, wow, that's awesome, you know, I really feel that. I feel that release, I feel that tension go. And then their partner entered the room and said, you know, she just learned that from a book and then adapted it. That's not hers. And in that moment, that person felt cut down, unappreciated, and really sort of took the wind out of their sails. And I've actually had this myself, where people see the things that I talk about, see the things that I share, with a sincere desire to help people, and people have said, hey, you know Pete he just reads that stuff, like he reads it somewhere, or he learns it on a course, and he just adapts it. He just puts a spin on something he's already read. That's not his stuff. And I thought, ouch. I was like, man, that hurts, you know. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized it wasn't actually an insult, because it's 100% true. 100%. All I ever do, and all any of us ever really do, when you think about how what you do helps somebody, is the help equation and how this works. First, you learn something. You might learn it easy, you might learn it hard, and you might have to learn it a few times. There's a few lessons I've had to do many times. You learn it, you implement it. Now, a lot of people can learn stuff, but don't implement it. Implementing is the hard bit. Put it into practice, where the rubber meets the road. Do it on a daily basis. Become very fluent in it. Implement it. Learn it and implement it. Thirdly, you adapt it, just like the stretching. You adapt the thing that you've learned and you tailor it to you. And then, if you manage the first three, you start to benefit. And if you learn something and you implement it and you adapt it and you're benefiting from it, the final help equation is that you share it with other people. Because you've got something you've got to benefit from, and you sincerely want other people to have that same benefit. So you share it with somebody. And that is all we ever do. That's all anybody ever does. They take something, learn it, implement it, benefit from it, adapt it, and share it. Let's take the world of fitness. It's where I predominantly came from in teaching and learning and helping myself and helping other people. Let's take cycling. People take cycling, they put their own spin on it, excuse the pun, and they call it spin classes. Somebody took functional fitness, put their spin on it, came up with CrossFit, which is also fantastic. Somebody saw boxing and they put their little spin on it and they came up with boxercise. Great. They've learned something. They've implemented it, they think it's great. They've adapted it. They put their own spin on it and they share it with the world because they want other people to benefit from it as well. Know that if you're doing these 4 or 5 steps, that's you trying to help people. And that's all I try and do with the messages that you're seeing right now, this video you're seeing right now. If you learn something, if you learn a lesson, and you want to help other people benefit from it because you've benefited from it in your life as well. Pivoting, spinning it, putting your perception on it and trying to share it with people, it's the best thing you can do to help them. Sometimes they may not want to hear it, sometimes they may not want to do it. Sometimes the very fact of seeing you do it is bloody uncomfortable because they don't want to make a change, and you making changes and benefiting in your life can be very uncomfortable for them. But keep going. Don't be afraid to share what you've learned. It will empower and help other people, and it's the only real way we can do it. If you think about this after this video, every profession out there is somebody who has learned something, pivoted, adapted, benefited, and taught it to others. Keep going, keep learning, keep teaching. Have a wonderful Thursday. Be yourself. If other people don't like it, don't worry about it. They'll soon stop watching. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow.